There are few destinations that can claim a coveted address in the legendary Caribbean Sea. Barbados, the land of dramatic seascapes, vibrant peoples, and authentic wonders, is one of a few. This year at Connect Barbados, a summit like no other, we showcase the nation's finest and greatest creative minds in all manner of industries. Operators from our top source markets come together for a lyceum of exploration and adventure. Voted as the safest destination in the Caribbean by the World Economic Forum, rest assured that our travelers can enjoy all the luxuries of our exciting destination with ease. Journey deeper past the scenic paths and enter the birthplace of rum, where there exists an assortment of untold trails, from the world-famous Harrison's Cave to the authentic fish fry village of Oistins. Barbados welcomes the world to unwind in paradise. Our history is a culmination of diverse crafts, and one of our proud achievements is in the arena of sport. So much so that we have called it the Year of Sports 2017. From our historic cricket grounds to perfectly manicured golf greens, the island is a sportsman and sportswoman's haven. And there is so much more lined up in our calendar. First, the OK Dinghy World Championships and Finn World Masters Championship. OK Class Worlds travels to various destinations around the world each year and will attract at least 100 of the world's best sailors to compete against each other. We will also host a one-of-a-kind event in the region, the Dragon World Championships 2017. The Dragon World Series will see teams from around the world competing to have the chance to take part in the first dedicated Team World Championships in Barbados. The Barbados Beach Wellness Festival will feature yoga sessions from beginner to expert level. Nature lovers can partake in biking, horseback riding and hiking tours. There will also be a speakeasy tent featuring motivational speakers and live performances. The Barbados Festival of Cycling will comprise 4 days of cycling to various locations, an event village, and 2 courses to choose from in our scenic landscapes. But sport is just one of the many offerings this year. How can one come to the Caribbean and not experience Cari Festa, the biggest celebration of Caribbean culture? The event will attract over 3,000 visitors and traders to the island. And the program of performing arts, fashion, food and literature will represent a diverse cultural showcase from all participating CARICOM countries. We have crafted unique experiences for each member of the family. Barbados has teamed up with some of our leading hotel partners to produce a kids' stay and play-free promotion with our selected hotel partners. Kids 16 years old or younger stay free in participating hotels and play free at participating attractions. Kids and their parents can enjoy a unique underwater experience in the Atlantis submarine and explore the rugged side of Barbados on an island safari, just to name a few. Learn more at the website www.brilliantbarbados.com. Accommodation is wide and varied, with a number of international brands already established and more hotel development underway. We are likewise known for being the Epicurean capital of the Caribbean, from fine cuisine restaurants to off-the-beaten-track watering holes. Join us this November with Restaurant Week and the well-loved Food and Rum Festival, where we aim to give you the authentic Barbadian lifestyle. With all these samplings available, how could we not share the experience with others? So, for our No Crew Left Behind campaign, we traveled to our neighboring Caribbean islands during the prime of their carnivals. One lucky person from each country got an opportunity to journey with 4 friends, all expenses paid, to Barbados for the sweetest summer festival, Crop Over. So welcome to the adventurer's best-kept guide of vibrant explorations and endless adventures. Visit Barbados today.
As chairman of the Barbados Tourism and Marketing, Inc., and a proud Barbadian, I would like to welcome all of you. Thank you for journeying to learn more about my island, Barbados. This is our 12th anniversary of Connect, and from all reports, we have more people this year than ever before. I've had the distinct privilege of being chairman of the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc. since the inception in September 2014. I've witnessed the dedication of our team here and our satellite offices around the world lead to record-breaking results in airlift and air arrivals. And I think that they deserve the most hearty round of applause. And just so that there is no mistake, let me ask Team Barbados to stand. Where all my directors, chairman, CEO of the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, CEO of the Barbados Tourism Product, and the ladies and gentlemen, one team winning together. By 2016, total arrivals had increased by some 21% over the 2014 number, with other Central and South American growing by an impressive 49%, the US by 42.6%, and the Caribbean by 23.8%. Airlift out of the USA and Canada also increased dramatically over the last 2 years by 41.8% and 18% respectively. These increases in airlift and air arrivals, in my view, has stimulated new additions in the hotel accommodation sector. The number of hotels increased from some 61 registered hotels with our partners, the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, to approximately 64, adding another 204 rooms to our inventory. So indeed, we have much to celebrate. As you interact with many of our local service providers and staff, I'm confident that if this is your first time, you will quickly come to share our passion for this island, Barbados, so rich in heritage and colorful culture. For those of you who've been loyally promoting Destination Barbados, I would like to personally thank you. Thank you for sharing us with the world. None of us could guess or would want to guess where we would be without your support. We owe a great sense of gratitude to all of our suppliers worldwide, and on the behalf of the government and the people of Barbados, I say today, thank you. All that's left for me to say at this point is that I'm confident that you will enjoy everything that we have to offer over the next few days. And if you don't, you can see me personally on Friday night, and I'll take care of any inadequacies. But I want you to enjoy Barbados, enjoy the offerings of Barbados, and most of all, share and continue to share our experience as a tourism destination with the world. Thank you very much.
This is the time of year that many of us in the tourism sector look forward to quite eagerly. It's the opportunity to all come together and discuss our beloved Barbados. And it is therefore my distinct pleasure to welcome you again this morning. As you all know and undoubtedly understand, tourism is a multifaceted industry, or to put it more simply, a group effort. I like to think of it as a bicycle wheel, and our valued partners are the crucial spokes required to propel the Barbados tourism product forward amid the ever-changing business environment. Our tour operators represent one such crucial spoke in the tourism vehicle. You are the ones out there on the ground, interacting with travel seekers, selling our beautiful island, and acquiring invaluable feedback. As such, it is our hope that the meetings taking place over the next few days will be a reciprocal process, facilitating learning from both ends. You are constantly in direct communication with our consumers, and we are keen to share in your experiences with them. Shortly, you will also have the opportunity to hear from our partners here, including Dr. Kerry Hall, the CEO of the BTPA, and also Mr. Rudy Grant, who is the CEO of Barbados Hotel Association, and they will give you some brief overviews of the accommodation sector and some of the new exciting products in the pipeline. But before I turn the floor over to them, I will attempt to set the stage with a recap of some of our initiatives and accomplishments over the past year, and a glance at the tourism landscape in Barbados. We recently celebrated the close of a successful 2016 tourism year, recording an overall increase in air arrivals of 6.7%. There was also a rise in visitor expenditure from $901 million in 2015 to $984 million in 2016, and that's an approximate 9% increase. Our success last year was no doubt a result of the work of all of our industry partners, both tour operator and airline partners. In 2016, we welcomed new services via JetBlue from Fort Lauderdale, Newark, and Boston, producing an additional 41,550 seats last year. In addition, WestJet out of Canada upgraded 3 out of its 4 services in November, and they added an additional 1,968 seats. Air Canada also upgraded their daily Toronto-Barbados service, and they added 4,320 additional seats in November alone. Also from December 2016, there are 3 weekly rotations on the 136-seater aircraft out of Toronto brought the service to 10 flights a week, adding an additional 4,896 seats. A 4th weekly service, also by Air Canada, was brought out of Montreal for this past winter season, adding 2,176 additional seats. From the UK and Europe, there was also an introduction of a 13th weekly flight on British Airways out of London. Thank you, British Airways in the room. As well as an additional Condor flight out of Munich, Germany. This coming season, travelers will also be able to fly directly between London Heathrow Airport and Grantley Adams International Airport, thanks to a new twice-weekly service from Virgin Atlantic. In addition, Thomas Cook has also introduced a new weekly service out of Gatwick Airport this coming winter. At the close of the first quarter, which was March 2017, we continue to enjoy consistent growth trends. We expect that our marketing tactics for this year, coupled with your supporting efforts, will see us maintain our upward trajectory. As the chief foreign exchange earner in our local economy, all eyes are on us as we endeavor to attain this year's goal of achieving 5% visitor growth. To this end, we are in constant review of our frameworks to ensure that we are maximizing our operational efficiency and creating innovative, enticing programs that exploit new technologies to effectively utilize our financial resources. Our internal measures, combined with these close conversations with our partners, have resulted in 2 key initiatives for this year. And Robert Chase, our Director of Marketing, will go into a little bit more detail. And I'm referring to the Year of Sports designation and the Brilliant Barbados campaign, which was launched a couple of weeks ago. The Year of Sports is a product of careful research, including talks with industry partners like yourselves about the feedback you receive directly from travelers. What we found was that Barbados possessed several sporting avenues that were not being developed and marketed to their full potential. We have therefore worked to create the 2017 Year of Sports calendar, which features well-loved favorites such as the recently concluded Cigarfield Sobers Classic, and of course the Run Barbados Marathon Weekend in December. And some new additions include the Barbados Beach and Wellness Festival, which we'll talk about shortly, and the Barbados Cycling Festival, and both of those are coming up in September. We officially kicked off the calendar recently with the inaugural Barbados Surf Pro, which was a World Surfing League event, and that occurred just a few feet away at Drill Hall Beach from us, and that happened in the last month. And that brought well-known local and international surfers together for an exciting week of competition at sea. The 2017 sports calendar features numerous other water sports activities, including Dive Fest in July, and that's a new event as well, and the open water swim returns in November. We believe that this focus on sports places destination Barbados in a really attractive light in keeping with current tourism trends and angling towards unique and immersive experiences. And I wanted to take the opportunity to give special mention and thanks to Devon Chase, who is our manager of sports at BTMI. And Devon's done a terrific job in trying to pull all of this together. And he's kind of a two-man band, and he's lost weight, but he's doing a great job. During our marketing presentation this morning, you will also hear more about our Brilliant Barbados Kids Stay and Play Free campaign, and this is happening in the summer. And we are particularly excited about this initiative, which saw us partner with local accommodation and properties, attraction providers, as we aim to be more competitive to the family audience. Under the BB Kids campaign, kids 16 years or younger stay free and participate in hotels and play free at participating attractions when accompanied by at least one paying adult. You got that? Summer is traditionally a heavy family travel period for us, and we believe that an initiative such as this will resonate with holidaymakers seeking a combination of memorable experiences and value for money. We also anticipate that the diversity of properties and attractions involved will widen our appeal. International markets. As we look outside to international markets, our global teams continue to work assiduously with yourselves and other partners amid growing competition, evolving consumer habits, and political and economic upheavals, such as Brexit, for example. Nonetheless, we believe that providing consistently high-quality experiences that reflect the current consumer appetite is key to weathering the tumultuous business environment in the UK. In 2016, the UK team exponentially increased its trade show presence when compared to 2015. The destination was positioned in front of more than 4,000 travel agents and tour operators through the participation and hosting of a number of events across the territory. The market continues to lead as Barbados's primary source market, ending 2016 at 35% of total share of all of our business. By the close of the first quarter of 2017, the UK had contributed 37% share of the business of long-stay arrivals. In addition, Barbados was a top destination for British nationals over the 2017 Easter period, based on official traffic numbers from Gatwick Airport. Over 500,000 passengers traversed the busy London airport during Easter a month ago, and Barbados was the third most popular destination behind Orlando and Dubai, and we beat out destinations like New York, Las Vegas, and even Cancun. So terrific. We think that's a tremendous achievement, and that's what we strive for to maintain every single day. As we look at individual growth, the US market continues to shine, as manifested at the end of the first quarter in 2017. Arrivals from the United States of America recorded the highest growth of all visitor markets, with a 15.8% increase. In addition to our traditional marketing and advertising efforts, we also teamed up with the NBA's Brooklyn Nets in a corporate partnership deal to further promote Barbados as a destination to the New York market. And the Brooklyn Nets are going to do better next year, right, Petra? Honoring this new partnership, we invited the Brooklyn Nets to Barbados for their 2016 swimsuit calendar. They did great in that regard, and to capture shots for posters and vignettes for use throughout the season to be displayed at the team's home arena, which, as we know, is the Barclays Center. 4 of the videos shot in Barbados were shown throughout the night on a Jumbotron and continue to be showcased at all home games. This partnership continues to expose Barbados to the team's loyal fan base from a 360-degree position in one of our most lucrative markets, thus ensuring maximum visibility and consumer engagement. Other exciting partnerships in the US include the Florida Panthers and the Miami Dolphins. Airlift out of the US over the past year continues also to trend positively, and we're looking forward to seeing the results of the new year-round JetBlue Boston service, as well as a new announcement. We plan to move, JetBlue that is, plans to take their 8-week rotation this coming winter out of Newark, and they're moving from 8-week rotation to 24 weeks rotation every Saturday, I believe, out of Newark, and that's terrific achievement. Thank you, Petra and team from the US. Canada, along with the successful reintroduction of the Barbados Underwater Festival in Toronto to celebrate our 50th anniversary of independence, another memorable achievement for Canada in 2016 was the market's stellar performance in our Tourism Media Awards. Our visiting journalist program secured meaningful coverage for the destination throughout the year and contributed in large measure to Canada capturing the lion's share of the awards. Moreover, mindful of the fact that the Caribbean registered a year-on-year decline of 3.4% in visitation from Canada in 2016, we thank all partners assembled here for your continued efforts in positioning Barbados and enabling us to counter that negative regional trend and post a 5.9% year-on-year growth in visitor arrivals. So the Caribbean registered a year-on-year decline of 3.4%, and Barbados's trend was 5.9% up last year from Canada. So well done again to the Canadian team. In Europe, the team has been tirelessly promoting Destination Barbados. France grew by 10%, and after a roadshow in 4 cities across the country, as well as new flight service with Air France, which started in February, arrivals are expected to improve remarkably by the end of the year. Also, just 2 months ago in March, over 100 Italian tour operators and travel agents attended the team's roadshow in Milan and Rome. Last winter, German airline Condor launched its first flight from Munich, and they have achieved a 72% load factor in that time period. Moreover, at this year's ITB in Berlin, our hoteliers responded in strong support with 12 new co-exhibitors, and that was up from 5 the previous year. Our final market, and not our least important one, they're all important, our emerging market, Caribbean and Latin America, continues to demonstrate a strong potential for growth. With a revised strategic direction and new team in place, the market is poised to reestablish its presence and create new brand exposure where needed. We have critically mobilized our team in this market under Barbados Always On campaign banner. Within the Caribbean sector, in particular, sub-strategies derived from this, such as the festival promoting No Crew Left Behind activations, and they have seen a heavy presence of Barbadian culture and the crop-over experience at the premier events of the largest carnivals in the region, as well as refined tactics in Latin America, are now focused on strengthening and building relationships with our industry stakeholders. Cruise. Not to be left out are the major strides we've seen in the development of the cruise tourism sector. We recently appointed a new director of cruise who has been hard at work on a strategic plan for increasing and improving not only arrivals, but the overall cruise experience for the island. As trends for fly and cruise vacations increase, we anticipate greater integration between our cruise and air tourism efforts. Plans are also firmly in place to bring our key cruise ship executives to Barbados on May 31st in a wide-ranging town hall session with local tour operators and on-island product providers. During the first quarter of 2017, provisional reports indicate that the Bridgetown port welcomed 301,114 cruise passenger arrivals, an increase of 18% when compared to the same period in 2016. In support of all of our international efforts, we recently contracted 5 new public relations agencies to represent our top source markets. They will work closely with our global teams as well as the Barbados office to ensure the appropriate support is available to satisfy our communication needs necessary to reach our growth target. Furthermore, we continue to invest in our most successful events and initiatives. Just last week, we hosted in London the Taste of Barbados event, very well staged by the UK team led by Cheryl Carter, and a 3-day extravaganza it was, showcasing our island's diversity. At the end of this month, we will bring some of the best of Barbadian culture to Toronto for the popular Barbados on the Water Festival, and that happens, I believe, on the weekend of May 26th. These events, these showcases, particularly the latter two, affirm our commitment to fully supporting our on-island events and serve as a prelude to our principal experiences. I would like to mention the World Flower Show, which is going to occur in June, and Robert, I think, will touch on that in a brief slide. The Crop Over Festival, as we know, is going to be in July and August. The Caribbean Festival of Arts is going to follow immediately after in mid-August, and that's called CariFesta. And we think we have something like over 26 countries we'll be visiting, and it will be a wonderful showcase of music and food and entertainment and culture. And we're anxiously awaiting the Food and Rum Festival, which will be in November of this year. Food lovers will also be delighted to know that immediately prior to Food and Rum Festival, we will also have Restaurant Week, and that features discounted prices at participating restaurants. While food may be our claim to fame, Barbados is well loved for its music diversity, as affirmed by our multifarious musical calendar of events. The recently concluded Reggae Festival was a hit with many, and this year we're also hosting Gospel Fest, the Naniki Jazz Festival, and Elan Trotman Jazz Excursion, which happens on Columbus weekend, and that's just to name a few. It would be remiss of me not to share some of the highlights from digital marketing and new media efforts as I conclude. I'm therefore happy to announce that we are on the brink of launching our corporate website, and this is BTMI, Barbados Tourism Marketing, Inc. This new edition forms an integral part of our communications strategy and will serve as a hub for all things BTMI, statistical reports, press releases, photo library, just to name a few. We anticipate that this site will allow us to work even more closely and seamlessly with all of you, and we invite you to make use of all the available resources when it comes on stream. Our partners, stakeholders constitute the intended audience. You are the intended audience for a corporate website, and it will be heavily integrated into our communications vehicle for you, including its Facebook page. We encourage you to interact with us in this corporate space, which, unlike the consumer-facing Visit Barbados efforts, was generated and maintained with you in mind. We also continue to strengthen our marketing efforts through digital integration. An example of this is the Brilliant Barbados campaign, which I mentioned. So as you can see, we've been kept busy over the past year, and we have quite a bit to share with you. I trust that the itinerary we've planned for you over the next few days will provide greater insights into our tourism product and inspire you to continue to sell Destination Barbados. We appreciate all of you traveling here today to learn more about Barbados, and I anticipate by your departure, by the time you leave, you will understand firsthand our love for the island that we call home. In closing, I would like to extend also my personal thanks and appreciation to the sterling efforts of all of the market heads who have worked so closely with you in making all of these initiatives happen. I specifically want to recognize Cheryl Carter, our head of UK Director in Market in the UK, Petra Roach in the USA, Peter Mears in Canada, Anita in Europe, Anita Nightingale, she's also in the room here, Corey Garrett, who is our new director from Caribbean and Latin America. I would also like to recognize this morning all of our directors of finance and HR and of course marketing. And much of the credit for this week's planning really goes to Robert Chase, Shakita Grant, Gabriel Azai, and all the supporting marketing team, Crystal, Gloria, Melissa, Janice, and Shondell, for arranging all of this weekend. So special thanks to all of them. We also have a couple of agency, or some of our agency heads. Our agency representative in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Gisele, is here in the room somewhere. And our agency head in Paris, Pierre, is in the room, I believe. Did he drive here, Anita? Okay. Well, special, he's here this week as well. And I also want to salute our senior business development officers, our research managers, our communications and PR specialists April Thomas, who has been a driving force in trying to get all of this together. And lastly, my executive assistant, Tracy, she's had to put up with me every day. I think she's the luckiest one. Our theme this year is one team winning together, and this applies to all of you. So thank you very much.